Welcome to The Clean Truth, where we like to call bullshit on the status quo. What is up? Welcome to another episode of The Clean Truth. I'm Don, I'm your host. Back with me is my beautiful wife, Red.
Oh, thank you.
She was just bitching because she hasn't had put makeup on. You didn't get a chance to do your hair. But it's a podcast. Nobody can see you. Nobody cares.
Except for the big camera that's sitting in front of us. But yeah. So don't watch this one. I look terrible.
You still look beautiful.
Aw, thank you.
All right. Before we get into the episode, I want to make a little quick announcement. A lot of you just saw that we put a teaser out about the We Change Lives Challenge. It's getting ready to start. Does it start on the 1st? Is that when we're launching it? Yeah. So the We Change Lives Challenge is back. It starts January 1st.
Whoop, whoop.
Keep an eye out for more information to come about the contest. We put a little teaser out just to kind of get everybody prepared for it. The contest went really well last year. We did 5 winners over the course of the year last year, beginning of the year. We had 5 of them, January, February, March, April, May. Had the winners come to our franchise convention. It was great. We're going to change it up a little bit this year, though, so I won't let the cat out of the bag. Just stay tuned for that. The topic of the episode today is a question that we get. How many times do you think we get asked this question in a week?
A lot. That's why I have no makeup on.
So the topic is, so you want to franchise your business. Everybody asks us this question. And I think it's a good question.
Yeah.
And I can respect the people that are interested in it and want to do it. The big question is what makes a good franchise business? And to me, my opinion is the same answer that would make the same 3 that make up a good franchise business, or the same 3 that make up a good business, period. But these 3 for me is, ask yourself, is your business duplicatable? Does it have a niche? And does it solve a problem? If you can't check all 3 of those boxes, my advice to you is don't franchise your business. We're going to go through some pros, cons, trials, things that we did right, definitely things that we fucked up and did wrong. But I wanted to start out by saying that's the question that you have to ask yourself. Am I right? Would you agree with that?
I would. And then the only other thing I always say at our discovery days is that does it save time? Because I feel like time is something that nobody can duplicate or, give back to anybody. And so I think that's
solving a problem. But yes,
solving a problem. But ours is, I think, a little bit different, though, because I always use 2 examples of time. I feel like Clean Eatz solves or gives back time 2 different ways. We give back time with years of life because of the healthy alternative that people choose. And then we also give back the time for the meal prep, to get back from the grocery store and that household chore. So that's my spiel at the Discovery Days for my whys.
You're saying Discovery Days. Somebody listening to this doesn't really know what a Discovery Day is. What she's talking about is, with our franchise company, we have what we call a Discovery Day, and it's just where we have new prospective franchisees come into our corporate headquarters, and we do a presentation. It's kind of a meet and greet, and it's kind of a thing that we use to see if they're a good fit for our brand and our franchise, and then it also gives them a chance to see if it's something that they're interested in and they want to do. It's kind of that's why we call it a Discovery Day. It's kind of a discovery on both sides of the fence there. So I'm going to talk about a few of the pros for me, and then you tell me if I'm leaving anything out. But I think a small list of advantages that I can think of to franchising your business, if it checks those 3 boxes, is, 1, it's a cool way to grow your vision. Everybody's got a vision with their company, or a why or how or whatever. Franchising is a very good way to grow that quickly. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
Are you saying
growing your brand and your vision is?
Are you saying physically with stores, or how are you saying? How's your growth? Is this growing fast with stores?
Yeah, you're selling franchises, so you're selling, whether that's a brick and mortar location, whatever the business is. I mean, you're growing your business, your brand, your vision.
I agree. I think you use the word fast, and I would.
Well, faster than yourself.
No, we did it. I'm just saying, go slow.
Another thing that runs kind of parallel to that is while you're growing it, you're creating a culture.
I think that's different. I think it depends on the franchise concept. Not everybody that franchises is culture based with that. I mean, we are because of the lifestyle and that we are.
So you don't think a cleaning
Involved.
company that franchises a cleaning company isn't going to grow a culture with their brand on the inside within their system? Yes, they absolutely are.
No,
You're going to have to explain this to me.
I'm just saying that not culture is not a big part of probably a normal franchise. There's several companies, and we've heard the stories of different companies out there that don't have our own franchise development group tells us that we are our number one thing is culture, and a lot of their brands don't even have that.
Well, they may not have it the same way we do. Some are going to be better than others, but you're arguing a moot point. I'm moving on.
I'm not. So I'm saying that we put culture first in our franchise company. Me and you have always built the culture based on that. And we were terrible with business aspects in the very first part of our franchise, correct? We never did P&Ls. We didn't see our percentages and all that. So we put culture first before we built our franchise. A lot of franchises out there do the complete opposite. It's more money-based spreadsheets and systems and procedures. I can't see Subway franchisees going out and doing boot camp on the beach.
I know what you mean. I know what you're getting at.
So I think a lot of franchises are revenue driven. That's all.
I get tired of arguing with you over things like that. Anyway, moving on. You also get a chance to make others successful. We've been very fortunate with that ourselves. That's one of the biggest things that's important to me. And one of the biggest things that I like to see is when some of our franchisees are, when they call me and say, hey man, we just bought the house we've always wanted, or, I just got the car that I've always wanted, or things like that. It makes you feel good when you can change other people's lives and have an impact like that and make others successful. If you disagree with this, I'm kicking you off the podcast and you're out.
No, I think that that's awesome. I'm just saying that, again, that's very important to our franchise brand. And if you are thinking about franchising, then that's where your thought process should be, is along those ways. I'm just saying that, again, talking to our franchise development company, that these are things that are important, but I'm just saying there's a lot out there that will sell franchises to anybody, and those things are not a concern. So if you want a successful franchise, then these are the things that should matter if you are selling your franchise. No?
They are.
So I'm just saying I can name a few brands out there that I know have sold to people because they were wanting the units, and they were selling to people that they knew they could not make successful in this.
The podcast isn't about, I'm about to stop it because you're missing the whole fucking point.
You're trying to sit here and paint rainbows and unicorns for everybody, and it's not like that.
I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that it is at all. But you're trying to use our situation as an example and what our development company says makes us successful. I don't care about that. I'm saying what's important to me. What I think, when people ask me this question, these are the pros that I think are important.
Okay. And then did I just say that? I said that if they want a successful franchise, these are the things that they should think about. But if you're on the other side of that and you want to become a franchisee, these are the other things that you should be thinking about looking into a franchise company.
All right, I'll agree with you there.
That was probably one of our heated podcast moments. Unless that gets edited. No, I'm just saying, so everyone comes up because I feel that our brand.
Well, if they're
and
not doing
way,
those four or these three, because I haven't said the fourth one. The fourth one is it's lucrative. You can make a lot of money franchising.
Yeah.
But it has to be the right situation.
Has to be the right situation.
So the bottom line is if you franchise your business, you want to accomplish those four. Those are pros that are possible with any franchise business. And they
So I
should
guess
be important
mine
to
were
you.
the con.
If they're not, yeah, you're sitting here trying to think of all the ugliness in it, which I'll get to that. There's definitely enough of that. And we'll talk about that.
No,
But I'm saying these are the 4 that are important to me that I would say if somebody asked me, should I franchise my business? What are the pros of it? Those would be the top 4 that I would name right off the top of my head because they're important to me. And they should be, not saying they always are, but they should be important to every franchisor that franchises a business or a business owner that franchises a business. They should want to grow their vision. They should want to create a culture, make other people successful, and make money. Am I wrong or right?
Those are the 4 that, yes, you should do.
Okay.
If you want to be a successful franchisor.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Now we can flip the script, lady, and be negative Nancy like you want to do.
I'm not being negative Nancy, but I just think that this looks easy on the outside to people wanting to franchise.
Well, that
and
wasn't the
that
question.
is not the thing. It was. You said, how do you answer about franchising your business?
That would be...
I'm just saying, if you don't have those 4 things and you're going somewhere else, don't do it.
I'm going to kill her. All right.
All right.
Now we can talk about the ugliness of franchising because it's more realistic.
I'm going to be all positive on these, just so you know. Go for it.
We can shoot down your little unicorn farts and
Yeah.
everything else. But one of the biggest things I would warn people of is it's fucking expensive. Franchising a business is not cheap if you want to do it the right way. It's expensive.
It's very expensive. I agree 100% on that. And if it's not expensive, then you are doing something wrong on that end
Yeah.
too. If you don't have a good lawyer, if you don't hire the correct people around you, if there's a lot. The accountant that we just found, yeah.
It's an expensive endeavor.
Very
It's
expensive.
not just going out and paying somebody online to create some digital documents for you, and then there you go. You're a franchise, and you can start slinging your brand all over the place. It doesn't work like that. Another one is, you're putting your baby in somebody else's hands. You're trusting people with your business model. And there's a lot that goes into that. And we've had a lot of ups and downs with it. We've argued with franchisees that have tried to change our model and change our systems. And if you don't have, integrity in yourself and in your brand and what you want to, the standards that you want to uphold, then what do you got? You know what I mean? Like you're gonna struggle.
Yeah, I'm trying to comment on that. I can't comment on this one.
I'm telling you, I know what you want to say. Just say it. It's the clean truth. Who cares? They're going to listen to it. I hope they do. Because the next one is holding standards. You have to be firm on the people that you're putting in your system. The good ones will realize why they bought a franchise, and that was because you developed the systems and procedures. I mean, if every entrepreneur wanted to do it themselves, then they would just open up Joe Schmo business. They wouldn't go buy a franchise. They would just do it themselves. But that happens all the time. I mean, it happens to us on the regular that we'll sell a franchise. That franchisee will get in the system. They're there 6 months. They have 10,000 ideas on what they want to change and how they want to do it different. It's very aggravating. So that's something that you need to pay attention to or think about if you decide to franchise a business that you own, is that you're putting your baby and that brand in somebody else's hands. You're going to have to hold those standards or it's going to go down.
Yeah, which brings me to the point that you were arguing me about at the beginning is that as a franchisor, it was your responsibility to choose the correct people in the beginning to do that. So if you're not choosing the correct people in those discovery days or however you vent your people, then you've already failed. Like if you want units, and you're trying to hit numbers and you sell to anybody, then you're going to have these problems. I think we've done a very good job. Maybe not so much even in the beginning. I mean, I think we've developed our systems and procedures for venting people that the people that we are choosing, to go forward with, we're being very choosy and we're being very selective and we're not worried about the numbers that we're selling and we're getting the right people that will follow systems and procedures. And so we've really cleaned this area up.
Sure, I agree. I think you were on the right track when we were bickering back and forth. You were just kind of misunderstanding what I was trying to say. Anyway.
No, I'm just saying you have. And then, you know, when you were doing your speech yesterday during Discovery Day, you were talking about, which really got me was your like, and I think I got the prospects that were sitting in front of you too, was that you said, I have my integrity. Like we keep our integrity, which again, it comes back to the franchisor, it comes back to them. Like if we got talked into everything that everybody wanted us to do, I don't even know where Clean Eats would be. I'm very hard headed, just so y'all know. I mean, type A.
That'll gateway and segment into the next one that I'm going to mention here, and I have consultants in my notes and quotes. If we, like you said, had we listened to every snake consultant that we sat at a table with, they weren't all snakes. I shouldn't say that. That's not fair. But regardless, if we would have listened to every consultant that we sat at a table with and done every little thing that they told us to do, and not held firm and kept our own integrity and trusted our gut. I mean, I can make a joke right now with one of them that said you can't run a business by trusting your gut, and I don't agree with that. Never. We've trusted our gut for 7 years. That's why we're here.
Anytime I don't do the gut check, it's a mess. It's a total mess.
That would be the next one that I would advise somebody to watch out when they're thinking about franchising a business, is making sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people, the right consultants, the right advisors, because there's a lot of shitty ones out there that if you have a good product and you have a good business, guess what? They're going to want to dip their hands in it, and they're going to want to try to take some of it from you. It's happened to us time and time and time again. It's happened so many times that the development company that we just hired, we were so gun shy we almost didn't hire them.
Yeah.
I mean, we made them very clear of that in the beginning. And it's just because we've almost gotten screwed so many times, one of those times we almost lost the company.
Well, and just like a quick story about those consultants. I mean, me and you flew out to California because the consultant group that we hired to get, of course, you're new and you don't know things and you want to learn things, but we flew out to California and basically they took us to 6 restaurants trying to change everything about us. They tried to change our interior. They tried to change our food. They tried to change and I left that so mad. And the guy that was giving us the tour was mad at me, and I'm just like, why would you?
I mean, for me, it just reaffirmed everything we were doing right.
Yeah. I mean, me too. I mean, and we came back and took nothing from that whole consulting group and we stayed straight and narrow in the way we wanted to do it. And I guess,
Which, going back to the very first one that we brought up on the negative end of this stick, is it being expensive. That trip cost us $70,000. Yeah. 70 grand we paid for these consultants.
And we should have went and took it out into the driveway and lit it on fire, because
I should have taken a bundle.
We probably would have had more entertainment.
It was ridiculous. So it's very expensive, and I mean, you're taking a lot of risk. And
now on the opposite end of that, because you have to be open-minded to learn. So my biggest thing too is, if I'm the smartest one in the room, that you need to surround yourselves with people that you can learn from. Like, we just had a meeting here today, and I could sit there and listen to these two guys all day,
Sure.
But they weren't trying to sell it. It was just their experiences of things that they have done. And so that's different. If you have somebody, we have like our little franchise group that we meet with and listen to them. Totally different from somebody who is in and working in a franchise, I guess, culture.
I agree. And I think you're going to stumble a few times too. I mean, we're sitting here telling you
you're going to make mistakes.
To watch who you surround yourself with and be cautious of these consultants. But I mean, it takes a few of those. It takes a few of you dealing with those and getting screwed over and learning from that too. I mean, you're not gonna start out of the gate and go skyrocket to success without getting screwed over a few times. That doesn't happen. And I think that's what makes you so sensitive to it. And being able to trust your gut and know who to trust and who not to.
Yeah, I was going to say, but you can't be too scared not to take a chance either, which
Correct.
We did take chances, which is the ones that, some worked out, some didn't. Obviously, the $70,000 in the consulting group did not work out. But, I mean, then we have made other things that have, we're like brand one, like, deciding to go with them. That was a risk that we were iffy about taking, and our gut said to go, and it's been great.
It's been great.
Yeah. So can't be afraid to take risks. Can't be afraid to lose some money too, to make better, or, on those risks or improvement and all that too. And I think, go ahead. I don't know what your other stuff is.
No, I was going to say the only other one that I could think of, that would be something that would keep me from doing it if I was new again or didn't really know what I know now, would be the legal liabilities behind it. I mean, I think people underestimate that. There is so many legal liabilities behind franchising your business.
Yeah.
It actually aggravates the shit out of me. It's interesting to me, and that's kind of, that's my lane in our company, quote unquote, is all the legal stuff, but there's a ton of it. And it's almost gotten to the point when your company gets so big that you have to turn around and look over your shoulder every time you take a step because there's a legal liability involved. So it's exhausting. So I would say that's definitely a con for me if somebody was asking me that question.
I would also say too, about we're not big spenders. We don't have a very expensive lifestyle. I mean, we, not to say that we don't reward ourselves in things, but we would rather like this challenge. We would rather put the money back into our business now versus take $25,000 and go spend it on a boat or something. So I think as a franchisor, it's your responsibility. A lot of people think that you're getting in this to get rich, and it's not. You're here to build something.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put your franchisees, who are like your kids, and the brand itself first. They always come first.
Right.
And if you do that, the money follows it.
Yeah, that's what we always said. And you're sitting there, again, your payout is usually at the end of this adventure, So if you think you're going to come in here and hoard all the money and not spend it into your company, then that's a wrong attitude to come into franchising also.
I agree. That's all I can think of. So to wrap it up and to kind of put all of this in a box for you. So you want to franchise your business and you're thinking about doing this, just ask yourself 3 questions. Is it duplicatable? Is my business duplicatable? And what I mean by that is the model, how your business works. Can that be duplicated time and time and time again? If the answer is no, that's a big problem. That's a big red flag. Another good thing to think about is, do you have a niche? I mean, just because you own Bob's Burgers and French fries on Southport, that doesn't mean that you should go franchise it, because you're going to get killed. You're in a saturated market. So it's nice to have a niche to your business and your model. And then, like Evonne said, does it solve a problem? Does it save people time? Or solve a problem in a different manner, but saving time is definitely the biggest one. If you can check off those 3 boxes, then you can talk to somebody about franchising, in my opinion.
And you should be making money.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, if you've got a business that you haven't made money in yet. So.
Hey, we've had that situation where people like come in and are like, how much are you making? Because people that are coming to buy your franchise, they want to make money,
Absolutely.
So better be making some money.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's all we've got. If you have any more questions about franchising or franchising your business, shoot Evonne and I an email or find us on Instagram. We'll be happy to answer your questions. We're not experts. We're young. We've only been franchising, 5 years now, 6 years? So
I know, we look older
than that. It's not like we have
now.
a lot of time under our belt, but we've definitely stumbled and tripped in bumps of the road and recovered from it and learned a lot from it. So shoot me an email, shoot me a message, and I'll be glad to help you any way I can. Until next time. Well, there you have it. That's our 2 cents, and that's our clean truth. For more information on Clean Eatz, visit www.cleaneatz.com. To find Evonne and I on social media, on Instagram, I'm Don_Verity, Varady. To find Evonne, it's just Evonne Verity, all lowercase. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.